Hello, artists. Today we are going to spend some time working on a project for Black History Month, and this subject focuses on the artist Alma Thomas. She is known for her color-filled paintings, and what that means is you're simply just filling up the entire area of your working surface with color in different patterns and designs. And so what we're going to do today is start with the first step, making the background. We're going to choose one color that we really like, and we are going to paint it all in the background. The trick is here, it has to be extremely light, so it's just a hint of that color. So let's begin. First, with your paints and your water, using your number 10 brush, go ahead and activate your paints by putting some water in the colors that you would like to use. I'm going to use a bluish green, and I'm going to use some paint that actually dried in the lid of my paints right here. So I'm adding some water, getting this going. I used the little edges in the tray lid to scrape the water off my brush and then mix it in. Let's see how we're doing with the paint over here. Okay, remember, you only need a little bit. You're just trying to give this background just a hint of color, and that's it. Tiny, tiny bit. So you barely need anything. Okay, this is actually plenty. And for this to work, we're gonna need to get our background nice and wet first to start with, so that the paint doesn't just absorb right into it like a sponge. We want the paint to be fluid and move over the surface easily so we can spread it, and it doesn't create weird stripes and lines. We don't want any of that in our background. We want it to be very flowy and very light, and no shapes showing up. That might happen in the drying process, and that's okay. It is okay if that occurs later. But we're gonna do our best to try to prevent it to the best of our ability. All right, so now that your paper is wet, hopefully, if it's not, go ahead and pause right here and then finish with your paper, and then you can join me for the next step. For the next step, I'm gonna pick up some of this paint color that I made, and you can see it's going on very light, and when I spread it, it's even lighter. It is barely showing up. That's okay. That is what I want. I don't want it to be a big, obtrusive, dominant color. I just want a hint of it all over my picture like this. So as long as I have a hint of this background, later when I layer some colors on top, those will be able to stand out and be the focal point of my work, which is exactly what I want. If your color right now is going on too dark, it means you just need more water in two places. You need more water in your tray, and you need more water on your picture. So make sure you add more water right there on your picture. Okay, coming along with this, almost done. Keep in mind, again, you want it so light that if someone was standing next to you, they'd have a hard time seeing the color show up on your picture. You can see it because you're standing right over it, but someone else might have a hard time. Okay, I bet your paper's curling up a little bit too. That's okay. That is okay. So we're using that 11 by 14 size white paper. Alrighty, that's it. Okay, so you've just completed step one, and we are going to wait until this is completely dry to go on to the next step. So we have to let this dry for about 8 hours or so, completely dry. All right, thank you for joining me. I hope you had fun doing this, and I look forward to doing the next step with you. See you soon.